Over the past several years, LG has excelled and taken the lead in the production of some of the best looking TVs from both a picture quality and design perspective with their line of OLEDs. Last year, they introduced the new G series, which makes your TV take on the form factor of a piece of hanging wall art. And this year, they've made it even better with the G1. I've got the 77-inch model here that LG sent over, and in this episode, I tell you all about it. Let's do it. What's up, Tech Squad? As I mentioned today, I'm taking a look at the LG G1 OLED Evo TV. In particular, LG sent over the 77-inch G1, which I have hanging here on my wall. And that's actually the main draw of the G series. They're tailor-made for wall mounting. So much so, in fact, that LG doesn't even include legs or a stand for this TV in the box. Instead, it ships with custom wall mounting hardware, and you have to order a stand separately if you want one. Now, if you want more info on the G1 or want to pick one up for yourself at any time, I will leave a link down in the description below. First, looking at the design of the G1. It makes you wonder how they fit all the components inside this TV without the need for an external box or sound bar to make all the connections like the way they did with the W series. The power supply, speakers, and all other electronics are strategically placed to allow the TV to be as thin as possible. Once mounted, the G1 is impressively slim, and when you aren't using it to watch TV content, you can have it display artwork. Next, when it comes to inputs and ports, the LG G1 features 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, one of which supports eARC, and all of which support 4K at 120 Hertz. You also get 3 USB ports, Ethernet if you want to connect to a wired network, optical audio output, and a 3.5mm analog output as well. Of course, the main feature here is going to be picture quality, and the G1 series doesn't disappoint. You've got a 4K OLED panel with LG's most powerful video image processor, the A9 Gen 4 4K. It uses advanced machine learning to improve image quality on the fly, recognizing things like faces or scenery, which you can turn on or off with the AI picture toggle. It also does a great job at upscaling content to 4K. For those unaware, on an OLED display, each individual pixel is also its own color and light source, allowing for industry-leading contrast and black levels. As is normal for LG TVs, the G1 supports several video formats and standards, including Dolby Vision, HDR10, and HLG. This all means that you've got your bases covered when watching high dynamic range content, so movies and TV shows will look great, as will gaming in Dolby Vision. Now, if you're a purist, you can even enable filmmaker mode, which optimizes the picture and processor to show movies in the way that editors meant for them to be seen without a lot of the post-processing that modern TVs use. But what is LG doing for the gamers out there? For everyone who either has or is looking forward to getting a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, or who are sticking with previous gen consoles or even a PC, LG has you covered there as well. The G1 OLED has a 4K 120 Hz native frame rate, is G-Sync and FreeSync compatible, supports variable refresh rate, auto low latency mode, and has a faster than 1 millisecond response time. There's also a new game optimizer feature that lets you optimize the picture for standard games, first-person shooters, RPGs, and real-time strategy, among other options. And hey, if you don't have any game consoles, the G1 even has Google Stadia cloud gaming support built in. Next, let's talk about sound. When it comes to sound, I don't typically expect much out of a TV's built-in speakers, especially when they're this thin. That said, LG has a wide soundscape here with decent bass. Both voice and music sound good, and it has a mode called AI Sound that will try to optimize the audio based on the scene you're watching or game you're playing. Basically giving you a virtual 5.1 surround sound experience. Of course, if you want great sound, I recommend adding in a soundbar. LG does make those too, and having your audio go through a soundbar or dedicated surround sound system will sound much better than the built-in speakers. Next, webOS. Like all of LG's TV line, the G1 runs on webOS, which is personally my favorite smart TV platform. This year, LG released webOS 6.0 Home Launcher, which is a full screen menu versus the bar that would appear at the bottom of the screen on previous gen TVs. With that, you get a lot more info on the screen at once, including the app list and even direct access to a home dashboard that lets you see connected smart home devices along with content recommendations. It's nice and fluid as always and easy to switch between apps and inputs. The magic remote is still here, letting you point and click, use the tactile buttons, or use your voice to control everything. The LG G1 OLED is available right now, and if you're looking for a TV to pick up for your new game consoles or just to get a great looking picture when watching movies and TV, you really can't go wrong here unless you want a bigger size. This tops out at 77 inches. I will be bringing you a look at the 83-inch LG C1 OLED shortly, so be sure you're subscribed for that. That said, with the G1, you get a tremendous feature set in a killer design. If you're interested, I will leave a link down in the description below. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I will catch you in the next video.